Kính xin đại chúng mở ra chương trình ngồi thiền của ngày thứ nhất vào lúc 19 giờ tối, ngồi thiền và tụng kinh. Thì chúng ta ngồi thiền có khai thị của sông Làng Mai, và kinh văn và lời khai thị được sử dụng ngày thứ nhất là trang 194. Bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ nghe thầy Từ Hải hô canh chiều, và chúng ta sẽ ngồi thiền trong im lặng một ít thời gian trước khi chúng ta tụng kinh.
Vâng thân ngồi dưới
this beautiful sitting meditation morning chant. We will practice sitting meditation together for 15 minutes, followed by chanting. Please find a comfortable upright position. You can be relaxed, but with your spine straight, and allow yourself to settle into your breath. Relax your whole body and bring your mind back to the present moment.
vào chánh niệm rõ soi diện mục thoát ngơ mong đại chúng tinh tiến nhiếp tâm thiền tập. Nam mô Bụt Sa Kya Mâu Ni. Ni
Testing. Nhẹ nhàng trở về ý thức thân và tâm. Con thưởng thức hơi thở vào và hơi thở ra.
Calmly and with ease, I come back to my body and mind, aware of my in-breath, I breathe in, aware of my out-breath, I breathe out.
Ngồi với cái lưng rất là tròn, một sống rất là thẳng, đầu một cúi xuống. Miệng chúng con mỉm cười để cho những cái bắp thịt trên mặt được thư giãn.
So Thay is giving a guided meditation. It's a recorded guided meditation by Thay in Vietnamese.
Và chúng con thực tập ý thức được hơi thở vào và hơi thở ra của chúng con. Và chúng con tập ý thức được cái thân thể hình hài của chúng con.
Breathing in, breathing out, I come back to my body. I relax my whole body.
Thở vào.
Breathing in.
Con ý thức được đây là hơi thở vào.
I am aware of my in-breath. My in-breath is something miraculous. It's proof that I am alive. And breathing out, I'm aware this is an out-breath. And I'm aware that I am alive. I smile to life.
Chúng con nhận diện hơi thở và làm cho hơi thở lắng nhiều.
I can recognize my breathing, and my breathing is miraculous.
Chúng con nhận diện hơi thở và làm cho hơi thở lắng nhiều lại. Con nhận diện hình hài.
I am aware of my breath. My breath calms. I am aware of my body. I relax my body.
Chúng con biết rằng mỗi khi để cho cái hình hài được ung thư, mình lo lắng suy nghĩ về quá khứ về tương lai. Thì cơ thể có cơ hội chế tác ra được cái năng lượng trị liệu. Và chúng con muốn cho cơ thể của chúng con có được một cái cơ hội đó trong suốt 45 phút.
And I want to give my body the chance to relax. Breathing in, I'm aware of this is my in-breath. I just recognize it as it is. Breathing out, I'm aware this is my out breath. I just recognize it as it is. Breathing in, I'm aware that this is my body. I smile to my body. Breathing out, I calm and relax my body. I feel so at peace, at ease in my body. And I know that this is the chance for my body to relax and heal.
Xin mời đại chúng xoa bóp chân một tí xíu trước khi chúng ta bắt đầu tụng kinh.
So now we can unfold our legs and massage them gently.
Kính mời đại chúng mở ra trang 190, bộ 95. Trang kinh bắt đầu bằng khai kinh.
We will start on the chanting with the opening verse. We will now enjoy a session of chanting, and here in the front line we can see many of Thay's senior disciples. To the left, Sister Chanting. We have also Thay at the bell, and here we have Thay's altar, Thay's shrine, bearing his dragon plaque, his bowl, his Sangati robe, and his portrait, as the casket continues to burn in the crematory. This is the opening verse for the chanting.
Tâm kinh tuệ giác qua bờ.
We are now listening to the Heart Sutra. This is Thay's new translation of the Heart Sutra, which he was able to complete in 2014, just before his stroke. So wonderful that it can be chanted in this moment. It is unique to our tradition. Avalokiteshvara, while practicing deeply with the insight that brings us to the other shore, suddenly discovered that all of the 5 skandhas are equally empty. And with this realization, he overcame all ill-being. Listen, Shariputra, this body itself is emptiness, and emptiness itself is this body. This body is not other than emptiness, and emptiness is not other than this body. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Shariputra, all phenomena bear the mark of emptiness. Their true nature is the nature of no birth, no death, no being, no non-being, no defilement, no purity, no increasing, no decreasing. That is why in emptiness, body, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness are not separate self-entities. The 18 realms of phenomena, which are the 6 sense organs,
The six sense objects and the six consciousnesses are also not separate self-entities. The 12 links of interdependent arising and their extinction are also not separate self-entities. Ill-being, the causes of ill-being, the end of ill-being and the path, insight and attainment are also not separate self-entities. Whoever can see this no longer needs anything to attain. Bodhisattvas who practice the insight that brings us to the other shore see no more obstacles in their mind, and because there are no more obstacles in their mind, they can overcome all fear, destroy all wrong perceptions, and realize perfect nirvana. All Buddhas in the past, present, and future, by practicing the insight that brings us to the other shore, are all capable of attaining authentic and perfect enlightenment. Therefore, Shariputra, it should be known that the insight that brings us to the other shore is a great mantra, the most illuminating mantra, the highest mantra, a mantra beyond compare, the true wisdom that has the power to put an end to all kinds of suffering. Therefore, let us proclaim a mantra to praise the insight that brings us to the other shore. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi swaha. This is the consecration at the crematorium, a special chant. Incense perfumes the atmosphere with the fragrance of great understanding and deep compassion. One wisp of this smoke fills the 10 directions with mindfulness, concentration, and insight, putting an end to countless sorrows and misperceptions. It has the power to purify and to make things fresh and new. Homage to the Bodhisattva who refreshes the earth. With flowers and incense, we turn to the source of compassion, cooling and refreshing the world, listening deeply and offering to help countless beings, ending the suffering of all species. Great love and compassion are unshakable, helping freedom and uprightness to manifest, responding wherever there is a need. No appeal for help to true compassion fails to succeed. With right faith and a calm mind, we call upon the source of compassion within us to make itself present in our offering of incense and flowers, protecting and caring for this sacred earth where the body of our beloved is being laid to rest. Now we are hearing the Refuge chant. I am aware that the 3 gems are within my heart. I vow to realize them, practicing mindful breathing and smiling, looking deeply into things. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering, to cultivate compassion and loving kindness, to practice joy and equanimity. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly so that understanding and compassion will flower, helping living beings be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts.
Kinh Hải Đạo Từ Thân. Đây là những điều tôi được nghe hồi Bụt đang ở trong khu vườn xoài có nhiều bóng mát.
This is the sutra on
Hồi đó
taking refuge in oneself. I heard these words of the Buddha one time when the Lord was staying in the mango grove in the cool shade of the mango trees along the bank of a river in the land of Magadha. The elders Shariputra and Maudgalyana had recently passed away. It was the full moon day of the Uposatha ceremony, and the precepts were recited. The Buddha spread out his sitting mat and sat facing the community. After looking out at those gathered, he said, "As I look at our community, I see a large space left by the venerables Shariputra and Maudgalyana. In our Sangha, these venerables were the monks who were the most eloquent in giving Dharma talks, encouraging and instructing all the other monks, nuns, and lay practitioners. O monks, people seek two kinds of riches, material riches and the riches of the Dharma. In their search for material riches, they can go to worldly people. In their search for the riches of the Dharma, they could always go to the venerables Shariputra and Maudgalyana. The Tathagata is someone who is not searching for anything, whether it is material or the Dharma. O monks, do not be sad or anxious because Shariputra and Maudgalyana have passed into nirvana. On large trees filled with leaves, sumptuous fruits and flowers, the largest branches also have to break. On jeweled mountains, do not the highest peaks also have to erode first? In the Sangha of the Tathagata, the venerables Shariputra and Maudgalyana were the greatest students. So it is natural that these venerables would enter nirvana first. Do not give rise to feelings of sorrow or anguish. All phenomena that are born exist and are subject to the influence of other phenomena. In other words, all phenomena that are composite must abide by the law of impermanence and eventually cease to exist. They cannot exist eternally without someday being destroyed. Everything we cherish and hold dear today, we will have to let go of and be separated from in the future. In not too long a time, I will also pass away. Therefore, I urge you to practice being an island unto yourself, knowing how to take refuge in yourself and not taking refuge in anyone or anything else. Practice taking refuge in the island of the Dharma. Know how to take refuge in the Dharma and do not take refuge in any other island or person. Meditate on the body in the body, nourishing right understanding and mindfulness to master and transform your cravings and anxieties. Observe the elements outside the body, in the elements outside the body, nourishing right understanding and mindfulness to master and transform your cravings and anxieties. That is the way to take refuge in the island of self, to return to yourself in order to take refuge in the Dharma and not to take refuge in any other island or thing. Now we're hearing the closing verse, sharing the merit. Here in Plum Village, we are also following these chanting ceremonies and bearing witness at the Cremation Park grounds outside Hue. So please take a moment if you were sitting down to stretch your legs. The Sangha. We will next practice touching the earth. We will practice touching the earth 3 times. So for those of us at home, if we have an altar at home, we may practice the 5 touchings of the earth. So if you're at home and you would like to join us in this practice, we will also be following here in Plum Village, France.
Và bên mé rừng đã nở rộ hoa mai.
So if you would like to follow this practice, this is the moment where we stand and we face the altar with palms joined.
Hạnh phúc chân thật, vẫy lời, kính lành Đức Thế Tôn, con rất xúc động khi học được những gì Ngài từng dạy cho con quảng niệm hàng ngày. Tôi thế nào cũng phải già, tôi không thể nào tránh khỏi cái già. Tôi thế nào cũng phải già, tôi không thể nào tránh
This
khỏi
is
cái già.
contemplation from Thay's book, Intimate Conversations with the
Tôi
Buddha,
không thể nào tránh khỏi cái già.
True Happiness.
Những gì tôi rất quý hôm nay, ngày mai tôi cũng phải xa lìa. Nhờ nuôi dưỡng về giác vô thường, con thấy con và trân quý ngày tháng của con, tuổi trẻ của con, sức lực của con. Và vì vậy, con không còn muốn lãng phí tháng ngày tuổi trẻ và sức lực của con. Con nguyện sống cho sâu sắc. Con nguyện trân quý ngày tháng, sức lực và tuổi trẻ của con. Thế Tôn đã biết
Lord
sử
Buddha,
dụng ngày tháng, sức lực và
you
tuổi trẻ
and your
của Ngài
Sangha
để
are my
làm những
teachers
việc
who
giải
have given
thoát
me
và giác
birth
ngộ.
in the spiritual
Và
life
niềm trao truyền sự việc ấy
and
là
continue to nourish
con.
me every day.
Con cũng muốn
I
Thế
am
Tôn
your disciple,
biết sử
your
dụng
younger
giờ
brother or
tuổi
sister,
trẻ và sức lực
your
của
son
con
or daughter.
không phải để chạy theo
I
quyền
aspire
hành,
to be
chức
your
vị,
worthy
danh vọng và
continuation.
tài lợi, mà
You
để
did
thu
not
hút
look
sự
for
hào hứng
happiness in
thắng,
fame,
bắt
in
đầu
wealth,
cùng để
sex,
tạo không
power,
gian
or
của
luxurious
con
food
và
and
tất cả
possessions.
thế hệ tương
Your
lai.
great freedom, love, and understanding brought you happiness.
Đức Thế Tôn
Thank
đã sinh
you.
ra con
Thanks to
để
your great
sống
understanding,
cũng như thầy dạy
you
cho
were
con
not
và
obstructed
con
by your own
và
mind
sinh
or
cho con trong
surroundings,
đời.
and you were not caught in wrong
Và Thế
thinking.
Tôn nuôi dưỡng con
You did
trong
not
đời
think,
này.
speak, or do things
Con
which would bring about suffering for yourself or others.
con là thầy
Lord Buddha,
của con.
thanks to this great understanding, you had
Và con nguyện
limitless
tạo
love for all
sự
species.
kết nối
This
sinh
love
mạng
comforted, liberated, and
Đức
brought
Thế
peace and
Tôn
joy
vì
to
hạnh phúc
countless
nên
beings.
bằng sự tạo
Your great
sự
understanding
nuôi
and
dưỡng
compassion
và khuyến nông
gave you
con
great
cái.
freedom and
Không
happiness.
một ai được xem
My deepest
Đức Thế
desire is to
Tôn
follow in your
nguyện
footsteps.
truy tìm hạnh phúc
I
ở
vow
thế
that I
giới
shall
này,
not seek happiness
không nghĩ
in the
rằng
5
sự
sense
tạo
pleasures.
có sẽ
I
được
shall not
lợi.
think
Và
that
thế nên
wealth,
là hạnh phúc Đức Thế
fame,
cho con
sex,
không bị
power,
tổn
and
thương bởi
luxurious
tuổi
food
trẻ
and
và
material
hạnh phúc
objects
sẽ được lấy sức
can
lực
bring me
của
true
con và
happiness.
sự
I know that if
hạnh
I
phúc
run
Thế Tôn
after
đã từng theo
these
đuổi
objects of
là
craving,
tổn thương lớn,
I should incur
là
great
tổn thương
suffering
lớn.
and make
Nhờ
myself a
mà tổn thương
slave
lớn
to
mà
these
Thế
things.
Tôn không bị bế tắc
I
trong
vow not to
những
run
phản
after a
cảm,
position,
không bị kẹt
a
vào
diploma,
những tư
power,
duy,
money, or
không
sex.
bị ương mở,
I
không
vow that
làm
every
gì
day
để
I
tạo
shall
nên
practice
khổ
to
đau
give
và
rise to
làm
understanding,
cho khổ đau.
love, and freedom.
Nhờ mà cái trí lớn
These
Đức Thế
elements
Tôn
have
có
the
thể
capacity
di
to
dời
bring true
con
happiness
đường
for
của
me
con
and for the
từ
Sangha
bây giờ
body
đến
now
ở trong cuộc
and in the
đời
future.
đó con hồn lao như người. Trí tuệ lớn và tình thương lớn của Thế Tôn đem tới cho Thế Tôn tự do lớn và hạnh phúc lớn. Đức Thế Tôn
With our palms joined, we can touch our forehead, bring our hands down to our chest, and then touch the earth deeply. We kneel down into the child's pose and allow our body to rest deeply on the earth, with our forehead touching the earth, with body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness. I touch the earth 3 times to experience and to solidify my deep aspiration. You can stand up again and touch the earth a 2nd time with the sound of the bell. Please touch the earth.
Một lòng kính lạy tôn giả Bao La, người đã đi trên con đường tu thoát từ lúc còn thơ ấu. Xin Ngài từ bi chứng minh lời phát nguyện của con và yểm trợ cho chúng con. Please be seated.
Con đã đi tìm Thế Tôn từ hồi còn ấu thơ. Con đã nghe tiếng gọi của Thế Tôn từ Con đã từng nằm chết quạnh hiu trên cánh sa mạc già. Con đã từng cố giấu lại vào tim những dòng lệ đá. Con đã từng mơ uống những giọt sương lấp lánh hành tinh xa.
I have been looking for you, world-honored one, since I was a little child. With my first breath, I heard your call and began to look for you, Blessed One. I've walked so many perilous paths, confronted so many dangers, endured despair, fear, hopes, and memories. I've trekked to the farthest regions, immense and wild, sailed the vast oceans, traversed the highest summits, lost among the clouds. I've lain dead, utterly alone, on the sands of ancient deserts. I've held in my heart so many tears of stone. Blessed One, I've dreamed of drinking dewdrops that sparkle with the light of far-off galaxies. I've left footprints on celestial mountains and screamed from the depths of a Vichy hell, exhausted, crazed with despair, because I was so hungry and so thirsty. For millions of lifetimes, I've longed to see you, but didn't know where to look. Yet I've always felt your presence with a mysterious certainty. I know that for thousands of lifetimes, you and I have been one, and the distance between us is only a flash of thought. Just yesterday, while walking alone, I saw the old path strewn with autumn leaves, and the brilliant moon hanging over the gate suddenly appeared like the image of an old friend, and all the stars confirmed that you were there. All night the rain of compassion continued to fall, while lightning flashed through my window, and a great storm arose, as if earth and sky were in battle. Finally, in me the rain stopped, the clouds parted, the moon returned, shining peacefully, calming earth and sky. Looking into the mirror of the moon, I saw myself, and I saw you smiling, Blessed One. How strange. The moon of freedom has returned to me. Everything I thought I had lost. From that moment on, and in each moment that followed, I saw that nothing had gone. There is nothing that should be restored. Every flower, every stone, and every leaf recognizes me. Wherever I turn, I see you smiling, the smile of no birth and no death. The smile I received while looking at the mirror of the moon. I see you sitting there, solid as Mount Meru, calm as my own breath, sitting as though no raging firestorm ever occurred, sitting in complete peace and freedom. At last, I have found you, Blessed One, and I have found myself. There I sit, the deep blue sky, the snow-capped mountains painted against the horizon, and the shining red sun sing with joy. You, Blessed One, are my first love, the love that is always present, always pure and freshly new. And I shall never need a love that will be called last. You are the source of well-being flowing through numberless troubled lives, the water from your spiritual stream always pure as it was in the beginning. You are the source of peace, solidity, and inner freedom. You are the Buddha, the Tathagata. With my one-pointed mind, I vow to nourish your solidity and freedom in myself, so I can offer solidity and freedom to countless others, now and forever. And now we can enjoy listening to our elder brother Thich singing the same poem in Vietnamese. Please allow this beautiful sound to penetrate into every cell of your body.
Đã từng đau khắc khoái với trọn thương ngàn nhớ trên bước đường hân hương. Con đã đi tìm lẽ con trong tận cùng hoàng gia, ngoài bên mong Con đã từng cố giấu lại vào tim những dòng lệ đau. Con đã từng mơ ước những giọt sương long lanh hành tinh xa. Con đã từng ghi dấu chân trên non lòng chiếc áo. Con đã từng cất tiếng kêu gào dưới ngọn lá tì mòn mỏi mưa ao. Bởi vì con đói lòng, bởi vì con khát khao, bởi vì con muốn tìm được cho ra bóng hình ai muôn đời tuyệt hao. Con biết nằm trong trái tim con là niềm tin diệu kỳ thâm sâu và huyền ảo, là thế tôn có bằng đó dù con chưa biết đích xác thế tôn đâu. Con linh cảm rằng từ muôn kiếp xa xưa thế tôn với con đã từng là một, rằng khoảng cách giữa hai ta không thể dài hơn quá 1000 năm lâu.
Chiều hôm qua bước đi một mình, con thấy lá thu rơi đầy lối cũ và vầng trăng treo trước ngõ đã xuất hiện bất thần như bóng hình người cũ. Rồi tình đâu xôn xao bao tiếng là thế tôn đã có mặt nơi này.
Suốt đêm qua trời giáng mưa cam lộ, chớp lệ qua cửa sổ trời lên cơn bão tố. Đất trời như giận dữ nhưng cuối cùng trong con mưa cũng tàn mây cũng tan. Nhìn ra cửa sổ con thấy vầng trăng khuya đã hiền và đất trời đã thật sự bình an. Từ soi bên trong gương huyền con thấy con và con bỗng thấy thế tôn. Thế tôn đang mỉm cười.
Ô hay vầng trăng thánh thơi vừa trả lại cho con tất cả những gì con ngờ rằng đã mất. Từ khoảnh khắc ấy từng phút giây miên mật, con thấy không có gì đã qua, không có gì cần hồi phục. Bông hoa nào, hạt sỏi nào, ngọn lá nào cũng nhìn con nhăn mặt. Nhìn đâu con cũng thấy nụ cười thế tôn.
không sinh không diệt đã nhận được từ hương. Con đã nhìn thấy Thế Tôn ngồi đó vững như núi Tu Di, bình an như hơi thở. Thế Tôn ngồi đó như chưa bao giờ từng vắng mặt.
So this song we're listening to is a poem written by Thay called Looking for Each Other, being sung by many of the monastics who are listening to the recording there at the Cremation Grounds in Thay. And it's their voices we're hearing. This was one of Thay's favorite songs that he often liked us to chant or sing before a Dharma talk. So this really brings us into the atmosphere, the intimate atmosphere of the Plum Village community and Thay's relationship to his students, monastic and lay. And this is a chance to contemplate this beautiful text as the fire continues to burn here at the crematory in the Pure Land Park, the Paradise Park.
Không bao giờ sẽ cần tình yêu cuối, người là dòng sông tâm linh. Tuy đã từng trải qua hàng triệu kiếp luân hồi, nhưng luôn luôn còn mơ. Con đã đi tìm Thế Tôn từ hồi còn ấu thơ. Con đã nghe tiếng gọi của Thế Tôn từ khi mới bắt đầu biết thơ. Thế Tôn là bình an, Thế Tôn là vững chãi, Thế Tôn là thánh thơi, người là một Như Lai. Con nguyện một lòng nuôi dưỡng chân liều thánh thơi, chân liều vững chãi và truyền đạt tới mọi loài. Hôm nay
Here we see Thay's altar with his bowl, his Sangati robe, his memorial plaque and his portrait, and behind it the crematory where the casket continues to burn. You can see the flames there, the smoke and incense rising. This is a very powerful image, the transformation from one form to another. We are coming live from the crematorium park, the Paradise Park outside of Thay, which will become a memorial garden. And those of us who are able to will have a chance to visit this garden, to practice walking meditation, sitting meditation, enjoying the
Mình
blue
có bài
sky.
bên mé rừng đã nở rộ hoa mai hay xem sao? Pháp Công.
We will now listen to another poem by Thay called A Teacher Looking for His Disciple.
Sư ông đọc bên mé rừng vàng đã nở rộ hoa mai.
We will hear Thay's voice reading his poem, A Teacher Looking for His Disciple.
Thầy đi tìm con từ lúc non sông còn.
I have been looking for you, my child,
Thầy đi tìm
since the time when rivers and mountains still lay in obscurity.
Thầy đi tìm con.
I was looking for
Con
you
còn đắm chìm
when you were
trong
still in a deep
triền
sleep,
miên. Dù tiếng tù
although the
đã bỏ
conch had many times echoed in the 10 directions.
không rời non
Without
sông,
leaving our
thầy
ancient mountain,
về phương trời
I looked at distant lands
và nhận ra được
and recognized your footprints on so many different paths. Where are you going, my child? There have been times when the mist has come and enveloped the remote village. But you are still wandering in faraway lands. I have called your name with each breath, confident that even though you have lost your way over there, you will finally find a way back to me. Sometimes I manifest myself right on the path you are treading, but you still look at me as if I were a stranger. You cannot see the connection between us in our former lives. You cannot remember the old vow you made. You have not recognized me because your mind is caught up in images concerning a distant future. In former lifetimes, you have often taken my hand and we have enjoyed walking together. We have sat together for a long time at the foot of old pine trees. We have stood side by side in silence for hours, listening to the sound of the wind softly calling us and looking up at the white clouds floating by. You have picked up and given to me the first red autumn leaf, and I have taken you through forests deep in snow. But wherever we go, we always return to our ancient mountain, to be near to the moon and stars, to invite the great bell every morning to sound, and help all living beings to wake up. We have sat quietly on the Antu mountain with the great bamboo forest master, alongside the frangipani trees in blossom. We have taken boats out to sea to rescue the boat people as they drift. We have helped Master Van Hanh design the Long Tan capital. We have built together a thatched hermitage and stretched out the net to rescue the nun Trek-Tuyên. When the sound of the rising tide was deafening on the banks of the Tien Đơn River. Together, we have opened the way and stepped into the immense space beyond space. After many years of working to tear asunder the net of time. We have saved up the light of shooting stars and made it a torch helping those who want to go home. After decades of wandering in distant places, but still, there have been times when the seeds of a vagabond in you have come back to life. You have left your teacher, your brothers and sisters. Alone you go. I look at you with compassion, although I know that this is not a true separation, because I am already in each cell of your body, and that you may need once more to play the prodigal son. That is why I promise I shall be there for you any time you're in danger. Sometimes you have lain unconscious on the hot sands of frontier deserts. I have manifested myself as a cloud to bring you cool shade. Late at night the cloud became dew, and the compassionate nectar falls drop by drop for you to drink. Sometimes you sit in a deep abyss of darkness, completely alienated from your true home. I have manifested myself as a long ladder and lightly thrown myself down so that you can climb up to the area where there is light, to discover again the blue sky and the sounds of the brook and the birds. Sometimes I recognized you in Birmingham, in the Dorlin district or New England. I have sometimes met you in Hangzhou, Xiamen or Shanghai. I have sometimes found you in St. Petersburg or East Berlin. Sometimes, though only 5 years old, I have seen you and recognized you, because the seed of bodhicitta you carry in your tender heart. Wherever I have seen you, I have always raised my hand and made a sign to you, whether it be in Bac Ninh, Saigon, or the Tuen An seaport. Sometimes you were the full golden moon hanging over the summit of the Kim Shern mountain, or the little bird flying over the Dai Lao forest during a winter night. Often I have seen you, but you have not seen me. Walking in the evening mist, your clothes have been soaked. But finally, you have always come home. You have come home and sat at my feet on our ancient mountain, listening to the birds calling and the monkeys screeching and the mountain chanting echoing from the Buddha hall. You have come back to me, determined not to be a vagabond any longer. This morning the birds of the morning joyfully welcomed the bright sun. Do you know, my child, that while the white clouds are still floating in the vault of the sky, where are you now? The ancient mountain is still there, in this place of the present moment. Although the white-crested wave still wants to go in the other
Em ơi, trong âm
direction,
thanh có thể mình
look
tắt ở bên
again.
Việt Nam rồi.
You will see me in you and in every leaf and flower bud. If you call my name, you will see me right away. Where are you going? The old frangipani tree offers its fragrant flowers
Dear
this morning.
Thay, dear
You and I
brothers
have
and
never really
sisters,
been
now we will
apart.
share life.
Spring has
Plum
come.
Village.
The pines have put out new, shining green
With the
needles.
next sound of the
And
small
on the edge
bell,
of the
we shall all
forest,
stand
the
up,
wild plum
join
trees
our
have burst
palms,
into flower.
and we shall touch the earth 3 times to our teacher. And
So
then after that,
we will now follow the continuation of this ceremony here in Plum Village, France.
And our 8-day
We will stand up at the
memorial
next
service
sound of the
towards our
bell
dear
and touch the
beloved
earth
teacher.
3 times all together.
Và chuông trong bát nhã sẽ thỉnh sau khi tác bạch, công bố tác bạch.
So at home you may also like to stand up if you wish, and we will touch the earth 3 times.
In gratitude to our teacher who has shown us how to understand, to love, and to live deeply the present moment, Zen Master Thich Hanh, the founder of the International Plum Village Dharma School. Dear brothers and sisters, we would like us to come a little bit closer towards each other, and the sisters on the sister side to come closer to each other as we offer our closing words. In the first part of my sharing, we will share to our international Sangha who has been joining us throughout the 8 days. And then the second part, a conversation with Thay. We should sit close enough that we can put our hands on each other's shoulder. In this moment, Thay is breathing with us. Thay always shared that his greatest joy is when he sees his students embracing brotherhood and sisterhood, even though we come from many different backgrounds, nationalities, but we are all coming into the spiritual family with the aspiration to love, to understand, to be mindful. On behalf of the international Plum Village community, we want to express our deepest gratitude to the venerables and leaders from across many different faiths, communities, and sectors of society, including business, education, government, healthcare, and press, who have offered thoughtful and kind words of support over the past weeks. We are also deeply grateful for the love and support we have received from hundreds of thousands of Thai students from around the world. Thank you for sharing our grief and for bringing beauty to it. We have also heard some of you wonder whether you knew Thay well enough to truly be a part of this moment. Whether you were his student for 18 years or never met Thay, came to many retreats, or have never been to a retreat, but have practiced with local Sanghas, or read one of his books, or perhaps just taking the time on your own to sit peacefully and enjoy a cup of tea. You know Thay. Each of us knows Thay in our own way. So however you know Thay, you are part of our shared grief, and we continue Thay together. We have truly felt your presence with us in Plum Village all week, whether this was during our live ceremonies or through posts on social media. We have felt embrace, and we hope you have as well. Dear Thay, you have helped us learn how to be human, how to connect, how to love, how to see each other as flowers in one garden of humanity. It is in this spirit that we have been embracing and welcoming our tears, as well as our joy each day over the past weeks. While we have cried, we have also touched true happiness as we share stories together. Stories that we have heard in Plum Village and online with so many of our friends from around the world. Dear Thay, you have practiced in your daily life to already see your continuation. You taught us that if you see someone walking with mindfulness and compassion, you know that they are continuing you. I remember having this conversation with you, Thay, in Hong Kong, when you said to me, you wanted all of us, your students, to continue to renew Buddhism. And you, Thay, you have been able to do 60% of the work. And there is still more for us to do. And it is up to us, your monastic and lay descendants around the world, to keep the Dharma wheel going, to translate the practice and teachings into the language of our times, to make them accessible and practical for us in our world today. Dear Thay, I know you fully trust us because you see yourself in us. Thay, you have brought all of us together from so many different backgrounds. And now we have the opportunity to continue to walk this path together as one beloved community. Thay, you have a beautiful community full of talent and vitality, and we will carry the torch of wisdom you have given to us into the here and now and towards the future for generations to come. Dear Sangha, let us breathe as one Sangha body, as Thay, while we listen to the prajna drums and bells. Thay also really enjoy listening to the prajna drum and bell. no after, no before. I hold you close to me. I release you to be so free, because I am in you and you are in me, because I am in you and you are in me. No coming, no going, no after, no before. I hold you close to me. I release you to be so free, because I am in you and you are in me, because I am in you and you are in me. Không đi đâu cũng không cần đến, không trước cũng không sau, cầm tay nhau đứng bên nhau, rồi chia tay bước cho thành thời, cùng với vì chúng ta đã có nhau rồi từ lâu, cùng với vì chúng ta sẽ có nhau hoài mãi sau. Song partir, ni avant ni après, je te tiens près de moi et te laisse pour être libre, parce que je suis en toi et tu es en moi, parce que je suis en toi et tu es en moi. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no longer in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries, somewhere to go, something to do, but I don't need to hurry. C'est maintenant, j'ai laissé tous mes soucis, nulle part où aller et rien à faire, pas besoin de me presser. Le bonheur c'est maintenant, j'ai laissé tous mes soucis, quelque part où aller, quelque chose à faire, mais à présent j'ai tout mon temps. Tahan phố đêm nay phút này, lòng đã Dear Sangha, we shall stand up and touch the earth 3 times to express our gratitude to our beloved teacher. In gratitude to our teacher who has taught us how to love, understand, and live deeply in the present moment, our teacher, Zen Master Thich Hanh, the founder of the international Plum Village tradition.
Kính lạy Thầy, người Thầy của chánh niệm đã mở đường chỉ lối cho chúng con trong đời sống tâm linh này. Con xin đại chúng tiếp tục thực tập im lặng hồng tráng để mình nuôi dưỡng Thầy thật là sâu sắc trong những cái giây phút này.
Dear Sangha, let us continue to practice our mindfulness and also noble silence so that we continue to hold our gratitude towards our teacher. Dear Sangha, please stay for lunch. Xin đại chúng ở lại ăn cơm trưa.